Hey YouTube, it's Ken here with some more of my favorite things. Holiday season's approaching, so I figured to celebrate the holidays, I'm going to show you guys a video of my Streamliner collection. This is what I officially collect, but I'm easily distracted, so I only have a few. Alright, so there's four that I'm going to be showing off in this video. The two green ones, the two Flying Yankees, and I technically have five, because right over there is, my Rail King Burlington Zephyr. I'm not going to be taking that one out because unpacking that thing and coupling the cars takes me like an hour, and I want to show off the pre-war ones. So let's get on to the action then. We'll start with this one here. Dun 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 dun, camera zoom. In the back. This is a Marx M10000. It's a green and cream from 1930. This particular one is from mid-1930s. The model that I have, you're not going to be able to tell until I put it on the track and run it. But this model here actually has an illuminated observation. That feature was only made for 1 year. So this is not a terribly common train. It's one of the early M10000s. And it's not terribly common. The next unit I'm going to talk about here is my green diamond set. This is pre-war American Flyer. It's this one with the awesome nose here. It's the second one. This is a set that American Flyer only made in, I think, 2 years, 1 or 2 years, 36 and 37. It's a fairly large set. It's the longest of all the Streamliner sets that I own. And it's at the time, that was American Flyer's luxury set. They didn't really... They broke the bank on what they put in. It's fully illuminated. It's got a nice two-direction motor. It's got all the bells and whistles that American Flyer was offering in the mid-30s. Now, this one here, this is the classic Lionel 1616 Flying Yankee. This one here is kind of in... The other two that I have, they're in pretty nice shape. This one here is a restoration project. The camera might be a little kind to it, but the chrome on it is really bad. You can probably see that there. I bought that one at a... Let's see. I bought this one here as kind of a junker. It didn't run or anything. I spent an entire weekend tuning it up and getting it to run. I'm still not done because the thing's kind of a rusty Hulk, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do about the chrome. The chrome is really bad, but it's not something you can really replace, so I haven't decided what to do with that yet. And that's a Lionel. Lionel made that for, probably 5 or 6 years, mid-1930s. The Flying Yankee in the front here, this is one I've had for a while. This is another American Flyer. It's a small American Flyer engine. Would have been this one here. I think was originally electric. They made them in clockwork as well. I only have 2 cars. This is the Flying Yankee. My Lionel Flying Yankee is a project. This one here is even more of a project because it's an incomplete set, and the motor in that is not an original Lionel motor. It's one of these. Zooming out my camera here. It's one of these post-war Marx motors, which fits pretty well in the frame. These work really well. The American Flyer ones that the engine originally came with, not so good. So, I guess I'll talk a little bit about where I got these from. Where do you get all these wonderful things? Well, the M10000 in the back I bought just a couple of weeks ago from, it was a spare from the collection of a local collector. It was relatively expensive. I bought it at a local meet. The green diamond set was one I didn't think I was going to be able to own because they're pretty rare. I found one on eBay like a year ago, at the very beginning of this year actually, and spring or late winter 2014. It was during the dead of the spring when there's not a lot of train selling going on. It was there for a song. I took it, I grabbed it, I bagged it. I'm happy with it. The Flying Yankee, the Lionel, that also came from a train show. I bought that as a bucket about 2 years ago. The restoration of that one's going pretty well. And this one here, the American Flyer Yankee on the innermost track. This one here was another eBay deal. It was like $20 for the engine, with no motor and one of the cars. So I was like, hey, well, it's not bad. Didn't have a lot of money at the time, so it seemed like a viable option. So yeah, enough of me. So today for running, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to run the Flying Yankee, but the Lionel Flying Yankee. However, I will run the M10000, the Green Diamond, and I'll also run this little Zephyr for you for a couple minutes. So let me just set those up. Right, so I have the M10000 on the track now. I'm just going to power up my Z4K here. Oh, something's off the track. That's the thing about these engines. This particular engine's a little bit particular about... Oh, there we go, I missed the truck. Particular about how it goes on the track. It's kind of hard to put together and really easy to derail. There we go. You can see the lighted observation as it goes by. It was bottoming out on that straight piece there at the end, but I shimmed it and it doesn't seem to be doing that now, which is good. It's got one of the early Marx motors with the fat gear. And the manual reverse. That means it's from the, there's this lever on the front to change the direction. That means that this lever right here, that's not a wind-up lever. That's the direction for the reverse. Only the first year, I think, that they made these had that. It doesn't like to run in reverse, so I'll spare you the details there. But alright, so here's the Green Diamond now. Haven't run this engine in a while. Lead car's got a bit of a wobble to it because the connection isn't that good between the cars. It's really easy to connect. Of all the Streamliners, this is the one that's the least work to take apart and put back together. Some of them, like the M10000 here, really fussy. Doesn't like to be dismantled at all. This one runs well, which I like. Oh, one of those cars ain't lighting. I wonder why. Probably a dead or missing bulb or something. Let's put the last one on. Alright, so here's the last American Flyer Streamliner. The one with the Marx motor. Haven't run this one in a while either. Ah, it's in reverse. Needs a new light bulb. Needs some oil too, so I probably shouldn't run this one that long. Well, hope you enjoyed watching all these trains. This is Professor Ken signing out.